Okay, Cincinnati is en route. Bearcats will have junior Trey Scott, junior Nasir Brooks, in addition to Coach Mick Cronin. Following Cincinnati will be Wichita State. They will have seniors Marcus McDuffie and Samaje Haynes-Jones, along with Coach Greg Marshall. Cincinnati advances to the final to face top-seeded Houston. Game will be at 2:15 Central Time, 3:15 Eastern. Will be televised on ESPN. It is the second matchup between the top two seeds in American Athletic Conference Championship history, the brief history of the conference. In 2017, top-seeded SMU and number 2 Cincinnati met for the championship. Tomorrow's game will be the first rematch of an Athletic American Championship final. Cincinnati won 56-55 last year. Coach, welcome. Welcome back. All right, congratulations. Welcome, guys. Okay, Cincinnati is here. We're joined on stage by head coach Mick Cronin, junior Trey Scott, junior Nasir Brooks. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Cronin, and then we'll open up to questions.
Well, I want to congratulate Wichita State. Their effort is always tremendous. Their growth as a team this season was really unbelievable. Credit to their two seniors, Haynes-Jones and McDuffie, and obviously Coach Marshall's one of the best. They always compete. They never give up. They play physical. They play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And to have a winning record with what they went through and all the players they lost. I was telling Greg, we're at the same hotel the other day sitting outside. They reminded me of my first year. I mean, to literally have 8 guys playing that didn't play for you last year. And I know how hard that is. So a lot of credit goes to them for the season that they had. They've been a great addition to our conference. But obviously, at this time of year, you're not into splitting atoms. You win and move on. Really proud of our rebounding. Obviously, these two guys sitting next to me did a great job on the glass. But even I look down and I see, guys getting rebounds where they were getting none or getting 2 and 4. And that's the only reason we really won today. When you really look at it. When you shoot 47% from the foul line and the other team shoots 85%, well, it's hard to win. It's really hard to win. So I think to advance in the tournament, somebody told me one time, you got to be able to dance to every song they play to win the trophy. You can't just have one dance. I know Nas can only slow dance. Trey and I can dance to a lot of different stuff. Nas don't have our footwork, but you got to. Yesterday we won with offense. Today we won with defense and rebounding. And again though, that team's got a lot of heart, man. They would not quit, so I give them a lot of credit. But our guys sucked it up. Big basket, obviously, for Kane Broom down the stretch. Jaron Cumberland set a great screen. Win in advance, survive in advance.
Take questions for Coach and the student athletes. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. Start over on the side.
Coach, 2 questions for you. Do you expect Bearcat Nation to come out in full force from Cincinnati tomorrow since it's such drivable distance? And the second question is, how does a win like this over a great Wichita State team down the stretch get you prepared for March Madness coming up?
Well, I would want to get to the championship game, but I told our guys, the thing about it, SMU is at full strength. It shows you how good our league is to watch them play yesterday and realize that they were a 10 seed. But, playing a team that gives you a fight, that way you don't build false sense of security, because you're not going to advance in any tournament if you don't play well. And whether it's today or this week, obviously, or next week, teams aren't going to be alive. The next team you play, anybody that makes this tournament obviously won their conference tournament or they qualified. So I keep telling our guys, the layups are over. So it makes you better when you have to play against good competition. So I wanted to get to the championship game that I told the guys, because my feeling is Houston is as good as anybody in the country. So it gives us an opportunity to play against. Obviously, you don't want to. You want to try to right the fact that they beat you twice. That doesn't happen a lot around Cincinnati. And you're playing for the championship of our conference. But the third part of that is you get a chance to play against a team that's good enough to win a national championship. So, you know, that tells you where you're at and what you need to do and what you're capable of, what you need to improve on. So it was really important for us to win today.
Other questions? In front here to take.
What's up, Hoops?
Can you talk a little bit about this league and the fact that this is one year where people are finally starting to realize that it's had a better season than leagues like the Pac-10 or the Big East. I mean, in terms of their top 6, 7 teams. You mentioned SMU as a 10 seed. I mean, what does it have to do to get over the hump? Is it just winning?
Open mind by, I think, others.
Okay.
Helps. But, winning is a big part of it. But you got to remember, Hoops, our first year in the American, we won the national championship, UConn. So a lot of it is, preconceived notions of, hey, at the end of the day, everything's about money, Hoops. So if a certain network owns the NFL's rights, they're going to talk about them the most. So you're going to talk about the teams that you get the most money into. I mean, there's a reason that everybody is talking about Zion Williamson. They're being told to. I mean, that's just the way it is now, Hoops. People have big, whether it's a network or the Shakely Group back home or the Weiler Group, people that support us, the University of Cincinnati. You know what kids follow. They follow you have marketing people that follow social media. And so they tell them, talk about this, talk about that. So, we would probably get talked about, Memphis had a really good team this year, but they'll get talked about more next year because James Wiseman, because he might be the number 1 pick in the draft. That's just – so I don't know, Hoops. I don't read it. Other than your stuff, I don't really follow it too much. I just try to tell my guys, man, define success for yourself. Okay, that's what we try to do. We try to worry about ourselves. But our league's been great all year. What I would tell you, outside the ACC, our league's been as good as any other league. It really has been this year.
Go over to the left side, please.
You have Nas having a good game. He gets in foul trouble. Jaron goes out in foul trouble. You put some guys in that aren't in all the time, and they really seize the moment.
That was awesome to see. I was really happy for those guys. Really happy for them. You see, we got great guys on this team. So, when you see Mamadou make a big basket, you see Rashawn making plays, getting a big basket, and one going to the bucket. The more you develop those guys, the more weapons you have, the better chance it's going to give you to win games. You can't just win if Jaron has a great game and lose if he doesn't. I mean, you got to be more. Nobody can play that way. You got to be able to. I always say you got to be able to beat people 3 ways. You got to be able to win with your offense. We did it yesterday. Today we won with rebounding and good defense, not great, but we had great rebounding today. So you can win with offense, defense, and rebounding. But whenever kids have success, man, especially guys that haven't had a chance to contribute maybe as much as some others. Obviously, these guys are more happy for them than the rest of us. I trust you. We are really, really good kids on our team.
Go back over here to the left.
Guys, these are for you. What do you tell each other heading into this Houston game? I know they did beat you guys twice this season. Is that rematch on your is that on your mind?
We focus on ourselves. We try to make sure that our team is ready inside and just make sure everybody on the same page on how hard this game is going to be and how hard we need to fight.
I mean, like you said, we just really make sure we all locked in. Like, whatever our coaching staff telling us to do, just make sure we be on our P's and Q's at all costs from the offensive standpoint and the defensive standpoint. So, I mean, just be ready. Don't come out, half-stepping. We got to come out with tremendous energy. We got to have more effort than Houston. So, in order for us to win, that's what we're going to have to do. And if we don't, we won't get the job done. So.
Over here again.
You won the boards today. What do you have to do to out-rebound Houston? They're a tough rebounding team.
Numbers, crashing the glass.
And like you said, numbers, crashing the glass and boxing out, keeping them off the glass. Like, it goes both ways. Like, we got to keep them off the glass, and we got to impose our will more than them, especially on the offensive end. get second chance points also.
Other questions for Coach?
Numbers, they mean numbers means amount of people we have
Yeah.
on the offensive
Yeah.
glass. You can't rebound if you only have one or two guys going. We got to have a third or a fourth guy. It's all about numbers. That's why Houston's a great rebounding team. They send numbers, multiple people. They get the third and fourth guy there. So we got to box out the way we did today. You got to use your body. Can't use your arms. They go too hard.
Other questions? Over here on the right.
Trey, that last deflection, just what did you see as far as the pass they were trying to get across?
I saw me playing football in high school. Honestly.
This is an inside joke. Here we go.
Nah, I'm being serious.
I thought you played wide receiver.
I did. I played defensive back also.
Oh,
I'm being honest.
now he played. We're
I'm being
checking the
serious.
huddle tape.
All right, man, but that's what I saw. Like,
Do you believe it? He played.
I believe my guy.
We know he played. We know you played wide receiver.
Nah, but honestly though, I mean,
No, you really played defense.
yeah, I did. I'm not.
You're the tallest defensive back in history.
No flies.
I'm checking the huddle tape.
All right. But, I mean, besides that, like Coach Cronin, they always tell us to read up when our guards in the front line, when they're, giving tremendous energy, denying, making sure that, the guards up front can't get
Got
the
to
ball.
show your energy in the back.
Yeah, we can't we can't make the guards up front work hard and we rest.
Is that what happened? You get a deflect. He passed it.
Yeah, I ran through it. Yeah, so, I mean, he tell us to read up, and that's what I did. I just baited him until like I wasn't there, and as soon as the ball left his hand, I ran through it, and buzzer went off.
It's a great play. Still checking the tape.
All right, man, I'm telling you.
Any final questions?
All good is here.
Cincinnati, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Defensive back. Now I'll believe that.
Thanks. Okay, the Wichita State group is on their way. Okay, Wichita State is here. Joining us are seniors Marcus McDuffie, Samaje Haynes-Jones, head coach Greg Marshall. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Marshall, and then we'll open up to questions from the media. Coach, your thoughts on the game, please.
Yeah, well, I think our inability to score at the beginning of the second half, obviously Cincinnati did some nice adjustments at halftime, and we went into a lull there and couldn't get a good look, and that was the difference in the game. That run, there was some, and we were one play short against a very, very good team, a very well-coached team, a team that's going to go to the NCAA tournament and hopefully advance pretty deep. But I'm just proud of my guys. I'm proud of how far they've come, how they continue to grind and every day try to find a way to get better. And it's been very rewarding to watch just the individuals as well as the team collectively improve to get to this point where we were one play shy of playing for a championship.
We'll take questions from the media, please. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. We'll start over here, please.
Coach, heading into next season, how do you use this run in the AAC tournament as a positive, and how do you run off of it?
Well, I mean, just the whole what we'll use as an impetus for us going forward is what I just touched on, and is the improvement of our team. We played some ugly basketball at times really early this year. Our first game, we lost at home to Louisiana Tech. They came in with a bunch of seniors, and we played awful, and they played very well. And it wasn't even a one-possession game. I mean, they just beat us. It wasn't close, and that's not. I mean, even when we lose at home usually, and we've lost at home. We lost to Cincinnati last year on championship Saturday or Sunday, but usually it's a one-possession game, just like today. But that didn't happen. They beat us soundly, and then we start the conference play 1-6. But they didn't throw in the towel. They continued to work. They continued to believe that we could get better, and we wanted to be playing our best basketball in March. So I'm going to leave it up to my guys. There's going to be some type of postseason play. There may be multiple offers to play in postseason, and if they want to do that, we'll do it. If they want to hang up their shoes this time of year, that's up to them. But it's been fun coaching them. They're a great group. And these two seniors to my left have been dynamic leaders. They never quit on the young guys. They always were positive, despite the fact that there were times when we really didn't see much to be positive about. They led by example, but they were the impetus for us turning this thing around, just continuing to grind and teach the young guys what can be accomplished through hard work, effort, energy, passion, and toughness.
Over here on the right, please.
I got a two-part question. Coach, you started talking about it there at the end, but in a year with a lot of roster turnaround, Marcus was really the only returning player. What's it been like to have Marcus around the past 4 years? And then, Marcus, after 4 years here, what type of legacy do you feel like you've left at Wichita State, kind of looking back on your years here?
Well, Marcus was a tremendous recruit for us. I mean, he had a lot of good offers, and he was a long way from home. He almost didn't make his recruiting trip because of some plane issues. I think they were stranded in Cleveland or Chicago or something. And they almost turned around and went home, didn't even make the trip. And we begged him to continue and fight through those travel issues. And Marcus never has a bad day. He's amazing, and his joie de vivre is incredible. He's fun to be around. He can engage anyone. He's got a huge heart, and it's been a joy to coach him. I've watched him transform from the skinny 17-year-old freshman that resembled Gumby to this guy's now got muscles in all different places, and he's become a better athlete, and he's now ready to take his game to the next level. And And I'm excited for where that's going to lead. So he's been a joy to coach, and never one time has he given us half effort. He's always given us complete effort, so coachable, and he's got a very, very bright future. And I'm going to be excited to watch where that goes.
Like you said, I just want to be remembered as someone who, as a role model pretty much to all the guys, all the people who support me and appreciate me, and just, fan favorites, even the guys that, I've led me and Samaje this year. I just want to be remembered as someone who was always positive, always worked super hard, and never let anything get to me, and I just continue to work and continue to overcome adversity, and just so my enthusiasm and my energy pretty much, and who I am as a person.
Other questions? Back on the left.
Coach, at the end of the season, how do you look ahead to next season, and who's possibly going to be your leader heading into the 2019-2020 season?
I don't assign captains or anything like that. I like to let that naturally happen. Everyone will figure out who the leaders are when that leader emerges, but it's going to be a whole lot different. We won't have these guys, but we've got a lot of returning talent, and these young guys have got a lot of, just like Marcus was the Rookie of the Year in the Missouri Valley Conference. We've got a lot of guys that played a ton of minutes, and I think we have a bright future. We're going to add several pieces to our nucleus returning. And, again, I don't know what postseason play holds for us, but these guys will get back in the gym at some point this spring, and we're going to go to work. We're going to try to change their bodies and change their games and improve them as individuals. And I look forward to what we've got coming back.
Go down in front, please.
Marcus, as I've mentioned in a previous press conference, sounds like there was a lot of Wichita State fans out there supporting you guys. What message do you have to the fans who made the trip out here to Memphis?
I just want to say thank you so much. These fans are amazing. In my 4 years, I don't regret anything. These people have supported me and this basketball team since I've stepped down here, and since Samaje stepped down here. They just are so amazing, and we appreciate them. Every game, no matter where it's away or home, every game is like a home game to us because they come out and support us, and that's one thing I'm going to miss. So Samaje, just that unconditional love and unconditional support, and we thank them every single day.
Stay over here.
Coach, can you talk about the depth of this league? And, it's getting greater and greater each and every year. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think this is a tremendous league. And for us, being in our second year, obviously it wasn't ideal with all the turnover that we had in our roster last year. So, but I think, it turned out okay. It looked dim. And that's why I'm so proud of this group, because they kept fighting and grinding and coming to work with the right attitude every single day. But this league, there's no night off. We go down to Tulane on the last weekend of the season, and they haven't won. But they gave us all that we could deal with. We win on a buzzer beater by Dexter Dennis, and I was amazed at how Coach Dunleavy had kept his team positive and how through a 1-7 or 0-17 conference record to that point. It was just outstanding. And East Carolina with Joe, they're going to get better. And the top of the league right now is Houston, Cincinnati. UCF is like playing an NBA team with their size. Temple basketball stands alone. All you have to do is say Temple basketball, and you've got, I think, when we went in their place last year, they're certainly in the top 10 in wins all time in college basketball, and all the Elite Eights that they've been to with Coach Chaney, and then obviously Coach Dunphy. And then you got guys like Memphis. It's going to get better. They've had a heck of a run this year as well with the new coach, and they're going to get better. They're signing unbelievable, talented players. South Florida was emerging this year and doing better. SMU's coming off their probation, and they'll probably now be fully scholarshiped, and Jank will get them better. Coach Haith in Tulsa, that's a tremendous basketball program. So I don't know who I'm leaving out at this point, but it's a great league, and you can't have a night off. You can't take a night off. And I think the middle has gotten better, and the bottom has gotten better. The top has always been good. UConn won a national championship, but Coach Hurley he's going to have them back there in short order. So that's one I didn't talk about, but obviously they're the only ones that's won a national championship in the league. So it's a great basketball league with tremendous coaches and tremendous players and some very nice venues.
Any final questions? Wichita State, thank you.